सीबीएसई का रिजल्ट समय पे घोषित होगा.
These assurances were nothing but hollow words, and this was evident on the 24th of May when the results weren't announced.
During the elections, the exams had got delayed, but the CBSE assured us that the exams got delayed, but the results won't get delayed. So we believe CBSE, but now I feel cheated.
Many people will go down by the result, so they need to go to their respected colleges, and for DU also, the cutoff will be, I guess, lowered this time because of this policy. Because
of delay, I'm not able to choose which stream you should take. And with me, my parents are also tense. We are all tense.
1.5 crore students across the country left in a lurch, even as the Central Board of Secondary Education fights in court against the moderation policy that grants grace marks to students falling short of the pass mark.
We are against this plea of CBSE, which is against moderation. Moderation is the right of students and they must get it.
Why is the CBSE in a hurry to scrap the moderation policy just days before the results? Even as the debate rages on, students anxiously await clarity on their results. Mirror Now report.
Well, 24 hours have passed since we brought this up yesterday, and we were promised by a representative of the government that the results will be out in time. They're still not here. Students, in the meantime, are going through what can only be described as excruciating levels of stress as they try to figure out how to juggle their admission processes into various universities, especially those applying overseas into international universities who are not going to wait until the CBSE board and the HRD ministry get their act together. How are these students supposed to go on? How are they supposed to take their entrance exams? How are they supposed to deal with the fact that it's very likely that the CBSE organized NEET or NEET exam is probably going to have to be conducted again? Why is our education system in such a colossal mess? And where is the HRD minister? Why won't he tell the CBSE to simply release the results? We're opening up our phone lines to you. We're making a very, very clear call to the government of India that these students, these 15 million students across the country, are your responsibility. They are the future of this nation. It is unacceptable for you to be distracted with anything else when something this important hangs in the balance. Joining me on the show this evening, Rohit Chahal is the national media in charge and spokesperson of the BJP Youth Wing. We are very glad to have someone so young on the show, Rohit. We hope you understand now the pain that these young people are going through. Firoz Bhakt Ahmed is an educationist and a teacher at a CBSE school. Dr. Anjuman Nayyar is a psychologist who joins us in Delhi. Jitendra Shah is an educationist. Dr. Srinivasan Rao is a career counsellor over the last 25 years. Faye and Natasha, who join me in the studio right now, are both students at the DAV Public School in Mumbai. I welcome all of our guests right now. I'm going to start straight off with Rohit Chahal representing the government. We were promised yesterday, Rohit, that the HRD ministry will take cognizance, that we will have results. 24 hours have passed and not a peep out of the CBSE board. They haven't given us any information at all. At least commit to a date. Why aren't they committing to a date?
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि जैसा कल एचआरडी मिनिस्टर प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी ने सबको मीडिया के सामने कहा कि रिजल्ट 2 दिन के अंदर आ जाएगा, तो मुझे लगता है आज रात तक या कल तक रिजल्ट आ जाना चाहिए। और जो आश्वासन प्रकाश जी ने दिया है, मुझे लगता है वो भी स्टूडेंट्स को लेकर बहुत सीरियस हैं और जल्द से जल्द मुझे लगता है आज या कल में निर्णय आ जाएगा। और मुझे लगता है डिसीजन जो है, जो रिजल्ट्स हैं, वो रिजल्ट आज रात तक डिक्लेयर हो जाएंगे या कल तक, ऐसी पूरी उम्मीद है।
Well, Rohit, let me make one thing clear. एक चीज़ मुझे क्लियर करना है कि जो प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी ने मीडिया से बात की थी कल, उन्होंने कहा कि वेरी सून और इन टाइम रिजल्ट्स आएंगे। उन्होंने ये नहीं कहा कि 1-2 दिन में आएंगे। तो क्या आप मुझे अभी प्रॉमिस दे रहे हैं कि 1-2 दिन में आ जाएगा?
नहीं, मैं प्रॉमिस नहीं कर रहा। मुझे लगता है कि आज शाम तक या कल तक आ जाने चाहिए। अगर उन्होंने सून कहा है, मुझे लगता है कि आज या कल तक मुझे लगता है रिजल्ट आ जाने चाहिए, ऐसी उम्मीद पूरी है। क्योंकि एचआरडी मिनिस्ट्री को भी स्टूडेंट्स के भविष्य की चिंता है और जैसा प्रकाश जी ने कहा, जल्द से जल्द सीबीएसई जो है अपना रिजल्ट अपनी वेबसाइट पे डालेगी।
Okay, so Rohit Chahal of the BJP says the results will be out either tonight or tomorrow. We're going to hold you to that, Rohit. I'm going to go over to Dr. Anjuman Nayyar. Dr. Anjuman Nayyar, the kind of ambiguity, the confusion and the stress that the CBSE board is causing to students and parents across the country is unforgivable. Do you believe that someone should be held responsible? Dr. Nayyar?
Yeah, I will definitely hold CBSE as responsible, because 1992 CBSE had passed this moderation policy, and it's been more than 20 years altogether we had been positively following this policy, and all of a sudden, if you come to know that the children are in such a state of panic, they are so much stressed, emotionally imbalanced, knowing that they will not be getting an appropriate moderation policy. So it creates a lot of negativity in the children, the parents, and it's again a challenge to CBSE, because the entire response of the negativity in the children will be for CBSE to face. They'll not be able to decide the colleges, they will not be able to do any actions, they will be haywire standing, and in the utter confusion, it can lead to many negative things for the children. Suicidal cases can be there, they are not sure about their marks, they are not sure about themselves, what is going to come. A little marks adding, rather inflating their result, can add to a lot of positivity, which is, I think, at this juncture most needed. Because there's a lot of pressure from the parents, peer pressure, psychological pressures that the children are facing. So I feel, as a psychologist, as a doctor, I feel at this juncture, the CBSE should pay attention to sustain to this particular policy of moderation. And especially, I will like to focus on right now the acting Chief Justice, that is Geeta Mittal, who has made a very potent statement regarding the sustenance of this particular moderation policy at this point of time. Because if it has to be eradicated, it can be eradicated next year when the students, the parents, everybody is ready in this regard. So I feel this should not be eradicated, and CBSE should pay heed, looking into the students, their masterminds, the way they have worked the entire, and to see the psychology. It should be positive with the children right now.
I want to ask Firoz Bhakt Ahmed this. Firoz, why is it that the CBSE system is currently confused? Whether they're conducting the entrance exams, whether they're conducting the CBSE board exams, they've made several changes this year, completely surprising students and parents and teachers. It seems like the system has completely fallen apart.
That's very rightly said, Faye. You see, this is something which also happened some time ago in the AIPMT exam, right? A similar thing we are seeing here also. And as I heard some students on your program saying that they are very uncertain and they are left in the lurch as to what would happen. And my friend Dr. Anju has rightly said that boards should not make these sudden changes. And problem again, I would reiterate some point which I had said yesterday on Mirror Now to your reporter Milan, that the problem with board is that they do not have people in their system who have the classroom experience, people who have been to school, who teach in school, or who have direct contact with the school. So that creates a lot of problem. And you see what is happening, taking away this moderation policy, there are two sides. It's a kind of a debate in which you can't have
tell me this, Firoz Ahmed, tell me this, how are these CBSE board members chosen? If you're telling me that there are people running the board right now who have zero classroom experience, who are not teachers, who don't deal with students on a daily basis, who chooses them? Where do they come from?
Ms. D'Souza, I think the very relevant question, I think you should ask the HRD Minister, the Honorable HRD Minister, as to what is the system. But I think, in the board, there has to be a system where people who are connected with day-to-day school life, they must also represent. Because even I do not know what kind of people are there who represent. It's a very crucial thing. It's a question of somebody's future, and it's a question of a student's, the entire life. It's something like the life and death of a poor student. And, I am in favor of moderation, because moderation can save so many lives. As, our psychologist friend has said that if there is some problem, because this year I heard one student saying that, the percentage will be low. Last time percentage was 90 plus 95, fine. There is no harm in these high percentages, except some people crave that they won't get admission in a college. In any case, I would like to say the people who will suffer, the students who will suffer are the ones who are getting low percentages or who are finding it difficult to pass. They, for example, a child who has got say 23,
right,
and if 16 marks are added, he clearly passes. So, you know, the board should think, and the Honorable Minister Javadekar ji should also think that the result should be declared in a day or two, not later than Monday. Otherwise, the entire system of admissions will be topsy-turvy, and
right,
the students will suffer.
Let me point out
and
the only
student community
clear,
in any case must not suffer, Faye.
The only clear commitment of a date we've received so far from either ministry, government or the CBSE board is from Rohit Chahal, who's sitting on the show right now, who said either tonight or tomorrow morning.
नहीं, मैं उसको एक बार फिर क्लियर कर दूं, जो CBSE ऑफिशियली वही उसमें बोलेगी, वही उसके ऊपर बोलने के लिए बाध्य है, और CBSE उसका बताएगी कब आएगी, लेकिन मुझे उम्मीद ऐसी पूरी है कि जैसा HRD मिनिस्टर ने कहा है कि जल्दी से जल्दी आएगा, तो मुझे लगता है 1-2 दिन के अंदर रिजल्ट आ जाना चाहिए।
और तो 1-2 दिन आप बोल रहे हैं रोहित, ये HRD मिनिस्ट्री नहीं बोल रही 1-2 दिन।
नहीं, देखिए CBSE, मैंने वही कहा ना, जैसे CBSE ऑफिशियली इस पे बताएगी रिजल्ट कब आएगा, तो CBSE को इस पे रिजल्ट आउट करना है।
लेकिन आपको नहीं लगता कि इतने, मतलब जब 1.5 करोड़ बच्चे वेट कर रहे हैं, तो CBSE को अभी बता देनी चाहिए क्लियरली कि कब आने वाले हैं रिजल्ट्स, आज, कल,
तो
अगले हफ्ते?
बिल्कुल, आपको ये CBSE से पूछना चाहिए, CBSE को इस पे बयान देना चाहिए कि कब जल्दी से जल्दी वो रिजल्ट दे। मुझे ऐसी पूरी आशा उम्मीद है कि CBSE
हमने CBSE से काफी पूछा है रोहित जी। हमारी जो रिपोर्टर है दिल्ली में, वो CBSE बोर्ड के बाहर सुबह से शाम खड़ी थी, लेकिन CBSE बोर्ड का कोई जवाब नहीं। उन्होंने ना अपनी वेबसाइट पे कोई जवाब दिया है, ना खुद से कोई मीडिया से बात कर रहे हैं। तो फिर ये कैसी बोर्ड है? वो अपनी क्लियरली क्यों बताते क्यों नहीं कि क्या हो रहा है?
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, इस पे CBSE बोले तो अच्छा है, CBSE इस पे बताएगी। और मैं
CBSE तो यूनियन HRD मिनिस्ट्री को रिपोर्ट करते हैं, तो यूनियन HRD मिनिस्ट्री को एक आध फोन कॉल लगानी चाहिए, पूछनी चाहिए कि क्या हो रहा है।
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि वो खाली नहीं बैठे होंगे, वो लगे होंगे, और जल्दी से जल्दी मुझे लगता है रिजल्ट आउट होगा, ऐसी आशा और उम्मीद है, और 1-2 दिन के अंदर अंदर रिजल्ट आना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे लगता है। बाकी एज सून एज पॉसिबल, जैसा
रोहित चहल आशा करते हैं, like the rest of us, Rohit, so there are 15 million children plus Rohit Chahal right now across the country hoping for results. We don't have a conclusive answer at this point. Dr. Srinivasan Rao, I also want to point out that our team is also tracking the minister, Mr. Javadekar. He is right now in the run of Kutch in Gujarat. He is not in his office in Delhi. We have not been able to reach him. His phone is not reachable. One assumes that if you are Union HRD Minister, this is top priority, and this is where you will be in your office finding out what is wrong with the CBSE board. Dr. Srinivasan Rao.
Yeah, I have one question. First of all, the government speaks a lot about digitization. In the name of digitization, the country, entire country, if you take into consideration, all schools are connected, well connected with the concept of the student enrollment to the student assessment, internal. When this has been done successfully, why we are not able to connect to the CBSE network system? That's the first question I want to pose. Second question, to the minister, HRD minister himself, just now the announcement has been made that results may aayega aaj raat ko or kal. What is this kind of a statement? At this juncture, when all the students are panicked, we should know very well that the results date should be clearly mentioned, saying that tomorrow dot 12 o'clock afternoon we are to announce the results. It is not the kind of a hide and seek. These are the 2 points which I want to first submit, because based on this, a lot of stress is there in students along with the parents also. As a counselor, I would like to raise this point first. Okay?
Yes. I also want to ask you, Srinivasan Rao, the same question I asked Firoz Ahmed. Now, he's a teacher, so he wasn't able to be completely honest with me. Who picks the people in the CBSE board and how do they get there? Firoz said that ideally someone who's on the CBSE board should be connected with the classrooms. Is it likely that the people on the CBSE board got their jobs because they're connected to other things?
Definitely. If you take any college, there also will have a board in which the chairman of the institute will be there. At the same time, we'll be having a faculty as a representative. If that is the case, why not in CBSE board itself? There are so many teachers who are experienced people, north and south together, if you take into consideration. They should give a chance to the faculty who are teaching currently the subjects, who can understand the pulse of the students. That's it.
Right. Also, same question again to Jitendra Shah, who's an educationist. Jitendra Shah, the CBSE board needs to get its act together, or someone needs to resign.
Well, I would not like to comment on who should resign, but I do believe that we need to be a little more careful about what education means. All this, we'll not talk about everything in education, we'll talk about examinations and results. There is a basic principle of objectivity that is required to be used, and this whole idea of some kind of normalization or moderation are something that are really trying to fix a problem which has been created without much thinking gone into it. What is required is much more thinking gone into how the results should be really created or examinations be conducted. Now what is happening is, if they don't moderate at this level, then some of the boards for admissions at the next level will do some normalization of the results with their own fancy
but see, normalization, no normalization, whatever that may be, is there a need to make those changes right now? Why is the CBSE desperate to change at this point when students are waiting for their results?
While I understand that, I have not kept track of exactly when they announced and what is their announcement and how much transparently have they done this very idea. The point is,
I'll tell you.
At this point of time, the students are under stress, and obviously they don't need any additional stress to be given by uncertainty in the results.
I'll tell you the timeline. On the 6th of June last year, an investigative report exposed unfair, unequal methods of moderation by the CBSE and ISE exams in their boards. The 20th of December, the CBSE was forced to introspect. The governing board discussed scrapping moderation. The resolve then to seek HRD ministers' help to get other boards to do the same. See, it's important at this point that all boards do the same thing. 24th April, in a meeting with HRD minister, they decided to stop the system. The Delhi High Court was approached on the 22nd of May. On the 23rd of May, in just one day, the Delhi High Court ordered the CBSE not to make changes this year, saying the rules cannot be changed after the game has begun. Somehow, all of that happened and the CBSE board still hasn't gotten the message. It is still trying to change the rules after the exams have been answered. Dr. Rao and then Firoz Ahmed. Dr. Rao.
Yeah, I have one point, first of all, like a clarification. That is, all of our students as well as the parents should understand something called what is a grace marks, what is moderation marks, what is normalization. Let me make it clear to you. Grace mark is that where a student getting 48 and if the pass mark is 50, to that student we add 2 marks, is called grace mark.
Right, you know, okay, hang on. Dr. Rao, we are not debating whether or not grace marks should be included. We're talking about the fact that if you're going to make a change, don't make it now. Make it next year. Whatever that change may be, the CBSE, the board in its wisdom can decide to make that change. But why do it now when students are waiting up, unable to sleep because they haven't seen their results? I want to bring in the students who are in the studio with us.
That's what.
Natasha.
I am with you. See, what the board is, CBSE board is doing, let me complete now.
Yes, go ahead.
Let me take a call. First of all, the internal marks are to be considered. At the 10th standard, we have 30 and 70. And whereas the student will be more tensed up at the time of examinations when he is going for final exam because the weightage is 70%. Second one is that the board is sleeping all these days without giving any notification to the students. And it is not a first time of their case, it has happened last 2-3 years.
Right, okay.
So automatically one has to learn the lesson and then should be update themselves on the day one.
All right,
that's my stand.
Rajesh is on the phone line from Hyderabad. Rajesh, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Rajesh.
Hello. Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, Rajesh,
Hello?
I can hear you.
Good
Go
evening.
ahead.
Yeah. I am, regarding this CBSE results delay, I have to say one thing. Although I may not be directly affected by this, but indirectly, since my son, who is in 12th, has appeared from ISC. And I believe ISC and CBSE usually follow the same policy. So we are not able to, we are also equally anxious, the parents of ISC students. Even they have not announced the results. So is ISC closely watching the CBSE move or what? We are not able to find out. Please bring this also to the light.
Yes, we understand that other boards are also waiting for CBSE to announce their results first. Sridhar on the phone line from Chennai. Sridhar, go ahead. Yeah. What's happening in Chennai?
Actually, my question is, here in Chennai, hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Here in Chennai, all the colleges are almost filled. All the art colleges, that too. In Anna University also, everybody has...
Right. But we know that Tamil Nadu State Board announced its results on the 12th of May. So will colleges wait for CBSE? So what happens to those students now who are disadvantaged by the fact that they don't have their results yet? Jeet on the phone line from Vadodara. Jeet, go ahead.
Good evening. Yeah, I would like to say that with this, like I'm in 10th standard, and without results from the CBSE board, I cannot apply to any of the schools for 11th class. Yes. And that directly hinders my progress. If I want to crack IIT, JEE or NEET, I cannot prepare for it.
Right. And Jeet, have you given the NEET exams already? And have you been told that there might be a possibility you will have to answer those exams again?
No, not yet. But actually, first of all, the government said to us that due to the UP election, your results would come on time. But with this, I don't think they are fulfilling their promise.
All right, Jeet from Vadodara. We're getting calls from all over the country, but I want to bring in the two students who join me in the studio. Natasha, a student at DAV Public School. Natasha, how are you and your friends coping with what's going on?
Like, I and my friends, we are worried, like, when are the results going to come? So, we have this discussion every day. And even my parents are worried because other boards, they will give the results. But what about us? I'm waiting for my percentage to come so that I can decide what I have to pursue in 11th and 12th.
All right. And Faye Mistry, what's happening with you and your friends?
With me, it is basically I have to choose, like everyone, 10th standard for every student is a turning point in their life. So it is really important. I don't really know why the government is dragging our results. But yes, everyone is under real pressure and everyone has got this worried feeling that what is going to happen next? Are we going to get into the colleges we desire to, or are we going to get hanged out?
Well, Rohit Chahal, आपने सुना अभी बच्चों ने क्या कहा?
जी.
एक तो पहले यूपी इलेक्शंस की वजह से उनके एग्जाम्स डिले हो गए, अभी उनके रिजल्ट्स डिले हो गए और उनके एडमिशंस मिस हो रहे।
देखिए, मैं बिल्कुल बात से सहमत हूँ। कहीं ना कहीं आज छात्रों को अपने भविष्य की चिंता है और साथ साथ जो सरकार है, मानव संसाधन मंत्री हैं, उनको भी स्टूडेंट्स की फ्यूचर की चिंता है। लेकिन जब कोर्ट के अंदर एक याचिका दायर हुई और कोर्ट का डिसीजन आया, उसकी वजह से थोड़ी सी लेट आज रिजल्ट आने में हो रही है। लेकिन मैंने जैसा कहा कि जल्द से जल्द रिजल्ट आने की पूरी उम्मीद है। मैं अपने छोटे भाई बहनों से ये कहूंगा, क्योंकि मेरा खुद का भाई, जो छोटा भाई है, उसने भी 12th के एग्जाम दिए हैं, वो भी अपने रिजल्ट की वेट कर रहा है। तो मुझे लगता है कि कुछ जल्दी से जल्दी रिजल्ट आने की उम्मीद है और जल्दी ही जो परेशानी है वो उसका समाधान होगा।
That was a very open-ended and vague answer that you gave us, Dr. Anjuman Nayyar. These are the kind of answers that are frustrating at this point. Jald se jald उम्मीद करते हैं. I wish someone from the government or the board would come out and just give us a date.
Yeah, what I feel at this point of time, it's not only the date that matters. It is the basic human psychology of the children. Somebody has to come forward to express what is going on with them. Because if you don't understand their psychology, then the other things go haywire. They don't stand anywhere. And I feel personally, if at all they want to launch any policy or make amendments in any policy, it can be made next year, because at least the children don't suffer the trauma entirely, because this type of trauma or stressful condition continues in the brain for a long time. And the atmosphere of the family, it's so tensed. They are not able to face each other. The parents are questioning children and the children are questioning their parents. And at the end, the result is that if the children are wanting to do things, they are not able to focus. The focus is also devastated at this point of time. And what I feel, at least the most important, eminent point, that is the child psychology that carries on entirely. And the result is that this is the lifetime, once time the 12th result comes, and once they go negative, in a negative phase because of this particular policy, the entire life they're going to be blaming themselves or other people who formulated, and the career goes haywire. So it has to be worked. There should be somebody, some person who should take right action right now, so that the children, our children of India, don't suffer this trauma.
Firoz?
I just wanted to express this thing. Yeah. See, someone from Chennai said that all the seats are almost filled. So you see, the problem with the CBSE is that they come with these knee-jerk reactions, and then all of a sudden there's a new thing which they actually force upon the schools or upon the entire system of education. This is very unfortunate. I would also like to comment on my senior friend Mr. Jitendra Shah. With all due respect to him, I would like to disagree with him when he says that the system of moderation is not a serious one and examination is something very serious. Agreed. But so far as moderation is concerned, moderation basically is for those students who are the weaker students, weaker in terms of education, and if they are failing, they can very well get,
they come at par.
Yes, they can come at par, and this is to help them. So many, even it is to help those students who could not complete their papers because of some level of difficulty. Maybe physics paper, when my daughter appeared in 2 years ago in class 12 examination, most of the children, they complained that physics paper had a tremendous difficulty level.
Also.
Yes, mathematics also. So, in order to help the students, maybe there is, maybe something is out of course, maybe something similar, maybe the paper is very lengthy. So, moderation is very important, not only for weaker children, but also
Firoz Ahmed, the truth is, and I don't want to encourage a conversation on whether or not moderation is important, because we might confuse the people at CBSE one more time, who will go back to the drawing board and start rethinking their entire policy at this very late date. The truth is, at this point, not only is it unethical for the CBSE to change the moderation system, it's also in contempt of the High Court, Firoz.
No, I agree. Absolutely. You have said it very well. Let me tell you one thing. You see, they can also, even now they can go ahead with the High Court judgment. You see, whether they have done the moderation or they have not done, they can even do it, just on a click of a mouse. If they want, they can go according to whatever the High Court, whatever the Supreme Court has said, because they can do all those things. It's not very difficult, even if there are 1.5 crore students. So their results can be managed, and this is just, the board is very competent.
No, Firoz, tell me something. Firoz, tell me something. Firoz, were you one of the evaluators of the exams this year? And while evaluating papers, was moderation taken into consideration at that time when papers were evaluated?
Faye, I was one of the evaluators. I evaluated these class 12 English papers for 10 days. And moderation was not done at all. However, whatever moderation was to be done, I did it personally on my own, or maybe my other colleagues who just thought that the students who are failing, who are getting 25, 26 should be uplifted to 33. That we do on our own. But we were not told about any kind of moderation. We were not told that all this sudden change will be there, which is very dangerous. And the lives of all these 1.5 crore students are on tenterhooks.
They're at stake. They're
yes.
at stake.
This is something, you know, and I was shocked when you said that the Honorable Minister was somewhere out of Delhi, he was in Gujarat or wherever, and he was not picking up the phone. This is the question of 1.5 crore lives. This is the first priority for any person, you know, Education Minister or even the Prime Minister.
All right.
They are all very well-meaning
hang on.
people,
We have. Right. I understand what you're saying. We have some information that's come out right now. We understand that the Class 12 results will be announced on Sunday, the 28th of May. We're going to put that on our screen. This is official information that's coming out right now. There is a commitment after we've been asking for it for several days. The CBSE has committed to announce the Class 12 results on the 28th of May, which is Sunday, which is 2 days from now. That's breaking news coming in here on Mirror Now. We will also put it up on the screen. We're getting a lot of phone calls at this point. Mohit is on the phone line from Mumbai. Mohit, go ahead.
Yes, hello.
Yes, Mohit, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to quote a saying by the High Court. They said that one cannot change the rules after the game has begun. And that's what the CBSE did this year. You know, they decided to remove this policy in around mid-June, mid-May. And the exam had finished in April. So, no, if all of a sudden we come to know about this change in policy, no, it was like a shock for us. And no, like, first of all, CBSE sets question paper which have a varying difficulty level. You know, some of them are very easy.
Right.
Some of them are very hard.
So Mohit, we understand now we've got official information that the results will be out on the 28th of May. Unfortunately, we have no clear information on the moderation policy. Sridhar is on the phone line as well. Sridhar, go ahead.
Madam, actually, in Chennai, all the admissions are almost filled in all the arts colleges. Hello? Yeah. Madam, I'm Sridhar from Chennai.
Yes, Sridhar.
Here in Chennai, almost all the art colleges seats are filled. Where can I go for the admission and this thing? The minister already informed on the date. What is the date? Just now only you have announced the date.
Right, Lakshmi is on the phone line from Mysore. Lakshmi, if you can hear me, go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you. See, I want to ask the entire forum there, what exactly is why the CBSE results are coming very late. I mean, you are giving them some dates and it is getting delayed. Of course, I understand there are issues related to some which is waiting for high court decisions and all. But what about the students? I understand whether the results are coming on June 6th or getting postponed. Can you give a commitment date that June 6th the results will be given? 10th one I'm talking about, 10th class CBSE.
Right. Here's the thing. There's still a fair amount of confusion. Natasha, we have a commitment on the fact that 28th will be the 12th standard results. 10th standard results have no commitment yet. Do you expect also that they'll announce a result or they'll announce a date for you?
I hope so, because it's too late now. We should get our results.
Yeah, you should get your results. Milan is on the phone line from Delhi. Milan is our reporter who's tracking the story. Milan, 28th of May is the commitment that we're getting from the CBSE board at this point. Is there any confirmation on the moderation policy or whether there'll be any change there? What kind of result is coming out? What format they have used? Any other clarity at all?
No, Faye, just right now we're getting updates that the CBSE will be announcing the results on 28th of May. Earlier, they kept saying 24th and 25th, now 27th, they've come to 28th. But yet no official confirmation on whether they will be announcing the results with moderated or moderation marks being added to the aggregate scores of the students. Currently, this is what we are getting, that 28th is the day that they are going to announce the results. Usually, CBSE issues the official notice one day before, the actual announcement or the actual date. But currently, the timing of when the results will be out online is not being disclosed to us.
Well, Milan, you spent most of the day tracking the story at the CBSE office. they've been very tight-lipped about their process. There's a lack of transparency right now. Did you meet other parents, other teachers who felt that this was completely mismanaged?
Absolutely. In fact, the CBSE was pretty tight-lipped and remained mum on the issue for most of the time. And when we spoke to parents, they had many apprehensions regarding the future of their children. And, they kept saying that if we don't know what are the results, then it gets difficult for the child to also choose courses in various universities. And we already know that a lot of universities have started their application process, and their results in CBSE are directly linked with what courses they will choose, and also their application for universities. In fact, one of the volunteer students we spoke to in DU, who was helping a lot of students clear their confusion, said, if the results are further delayed, the Delhi University will also have to extend its last date of accepting applications, which is 12th June currently. So, yes, a lot of it depends on the results, and the parents were especially, showed apprehensions about students who are not only applying in universities, but also moving out, going abroad, wherein they send their predictive scores. And if they don't know whether the moderation policy is going to be in place, they will not be able to tell, the boards ahead whether, what is going to be their predictive score, and according to that, what marks should be given to the student.
Firoz Ahmed, if the scores are coming out on Sunday, there's not too much time to make any changes in the process. So it's likely that, the scores will come out with moderation. From what we are understanding right now, this is information that's just coming in. The CBSE Class 12 results will be out on Sunday, the 28th of May. We still don't have clarity on the whole moderation debate, on whether the grace marks and the moderation will still be made available to students who've answered their exams this year. Remember, the High Court has instructed the CBSE board not to make any changes. Firoz?
Yes, Faye, to me, it all appears to be topsy-turvy. It appears to be very shocking. They have declared, 28th of May. 20th of May is a Sunday, and Sunday, the whole system is closed. Everything is closed on Sunday, and they have just committed for Class 12. What about Class 10? There are schools that, if the students want to choose their subjects, to choose their schools, want to change from humanities to science or to commerce, they are not in the clear. It is very shocking, this kind of a thing. Our system of education is considered to be very impeccable, very immaculate. But I am sorry to say that this kind of dilly-dallying on the part of CBSE and even on the part of HRD, this is not giving a good image of our system of education. Let me tell you that people from foreign countries, they come to India. Education is cheap, and it's of a very top standard. But the kind of hullabaloo we are seeing here, the kind of confusion we are seeing this year, moderation, no moderation, result, no result. Now the latest breaking news is it is on 28th of May. It's all mixed up. I do not know what to comment on this. But to me, it appears to be something which is really very upsetting. As a parent, it is very upsetting to me.
Dr. Srinivasan Rao, completely mismanaged system here with the CBSE, as we're seeing right now. And I'm telling you, the information that we're getting is an ANI news flash. This is not coming out, or this is not officially on the CBSE website yet. There is no notice of the 28th of May, but there's an ANI news flash that says the CBSE Class 12 examination results will be announced on the 28th of May, Sunday, to which there are responses from people saying, what about the 10th standard? Why haven't you given us a date for 10th standard exams? Again, mismanaged, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, I would like to say something about the parents and then the tensions that they are worries. Parents and the worries. In this regard, as my colleague just now friend suggested, that there are several colleges in Bangalore itself have started giving admissions that are called conditional admission, and then they are collecting the fees, which can be refundable, but to the parent, the more worrying factor is that if the student has been selected in their internal examination, they have to make a payment of 50,000 to 1 lakh now, which can be refunded later when the student wants to withdraw. Now you understand, a typical parent who has to appear, say that his boy is supposed to go for examinations, entrance examination for 3-4 colleges, and has to keep up almost 5 to 6 lakhs rupees in his hand. And once the result comes, if there is any problem in the result because of all this hangama that is happening, then tomorrow the parent has to keep his money in kind of a locking period for 2 to 3 months.
Right. I
understand this difficult. That is the worrying majority of the parents are expressing to me.
Right. I want to bring in some voices right now. Dr. Vinod is on the phone line from Trivandrum. Dr. Vinod, go ahead.
Namaste.
Namaste. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I just want to tell 1 or 2 points. That is, one, my daughter Divyanjana, she is doing her, she completed her 12th standard with CBSE and the results are not out yet. And because of this, what happened is she could not apply to many online examinations in various states. 1. Number 2, we are from Kerala. As you very well know, Kerala's valuation for 12th standard is very liberal. And because of that, even a bright CBSE student cannot get admission into any of these colleges here because there is no moderation, particularly if there is no moderation. So that adds to the problem, because one more thing what adds to the problem is that because we don't belong to the reservation class. So all these things are causing more and more problems for particularly CBSE children from Kerala. So this is one of the why this need to happen every year. Why there need to be a change in these systems? Why can't there be a standard one which is binding, which stays for a long time to come without troubling the students in particular?
All right, I completely agree with you. Priyank is on the phone line from Delhi. Priyank, go ahead. We also understand now that the CBSE has said it will follow the Delhi High Court's order on the moderation policy, which means that the moderation policy this year for 12th standard will stay. There is no word right now on the 10th standard results just yet. 12th standard results will come out perhaps on the 28th of May. And the moderation policy, given the fact that CBSE is not challenging it in the Supreme Court, is likely to stay. Priyank in Delhi, go ahead.
Hi, good evening all. I being a student of class 12, myself being a student of Firoz Sir, I'm very much concerned about the results being delayed, and there is absolutely no clarity about whether there's going to be the moderation policy going to be applicable for this year or not. I'm really afraid that due to the removal of the policy, I might not be able to meet the soaring high DU cutoff. And secondly, CBSE being the largest board of the country, the least we students can expect is a notification on the official website. That is the least we expect as students.
That's a fair expectation, a notification on the website. Jitendra Shah, we'd begun this show. Yes, just 1 second. Yeah. Jitendra Shah, we'd begun this show demanding and asking for 2 things which we've been asking for since yesterday, in fact. One is commit to a date. Second is be clear about whether or not you're using the moderation policy. We've got a commitment on the date. Do you think this absolves the CBSE, or has it mismanaged this entire situation to a point where it has done some damage to these students?
Certainly, the uncertainty that has been created because of very late decision about withdrawing the moderation and then creating a court situation where they have lost. My only worry still is, what is the moderation policy they are going to follow now? And that remains a mystery. And how many students who are wishing for moderation will actually get benefit, or are they going to lose? Won't follow any moderation. That is the question that I'm still worried about. Because I don't know what is the moderation policy. Why should there not be a transparency? What are the statistics? Why should they not be put up very clearly so that people understand what is meant by moderation? As Mr.
Absolutely.
Firoz said,
let me share this story, and I will bring in Dr. Nayyar. Dr. Nayyar, let me share this story. I've been a journalist for a very long time. As journalists, when it comes to board examinations, where the routine stories to cover are who were the toppers, have girls done better than boys, what states actually did really, really well. Yeah. Never before in my career have we had to break on national television the CBSE result date announcement. Never before has there been this much confusion about the date. Never before have students had to look to the media for information about whether or not their papers will be scored, how their papers will be scored, and when they're going to get their results. This is mismanagement. Dr. Nayyar.
This is basically mismanagement by CBSE, first of all. Secondly, if the people who are so well educated, who become a part and soul of CBSE, they should be considering this point, seeing the psychology of the children who have been delayed day by day. Every day they have been delayed, and every day the stress, the emotional instability is increasing, and it will continue for days. After the repercussions, the consequences of this is going to be forever in their careers. And I think CBSE, none of the people from CBSE are understanding, first of all. And secondly, the most eminent thing is, if at all any of them are wanting to change the policies, let there be some moderation within the 2 days or the couple of days they are having till 28th. And afterwards, next year they can, have any sort of new policy which has been inculcated to the students right from the beginning, and the parents are also acquainted to it, and then they can generalize it right from the beginning, so that even basically what is moderation policy? It is the policy to give stability to the results. Even the students who are not doing so well, they can come at par. They can at least pass in the papers and can be at the level.
With the others.
Yeah, they can be at par with others. So if the policies, they have got 2 good days till CBSE. This is my request. This is my personal request as a psychologist to CBSE, to give certain moderation to the students in this particular time, so that they don't suffer the crisis, the entire. And then the next policy can be formulated the very next years from the beginning, so that they're known to the facts and figures what is going to happen. So, yeah.
Firoz, go ahead.
You see, I just want to make a comment. You see, a student spoke from Delhi, Priyank. I believe his fears are very legitimate, because you see, for the last so many years, I do not remember the results coming so late, and that is only a guesswork whether they would be out on Sunday or not. You see, between 20th of May and 25th of May, the results used to be out, and maybe latest by 25th. So 20th to 23rd, the results of both class 10 as well as 12 used to be out. But now this is totally, you are saying this is mismanagement. I would like to say that this is a cardinal sin. And Mr. Jitendra Singh was saying what kind of moderation they will do in a day. I don't think they are going to do any moderation. And the fears of the students are very genuine, because they feel that without moderation, what might happen? Their entire career is at stake. It's a very dangerous thing. This is just like playing hell with the children's careers, with the children's lives.
Tell me something. Firoz Bhakt Ahmed, tell me something. When you say that it's not possible to include moderation over the next couple of days, are you telling me that you believe that the CBSE is going to go against the High Court order and release results without moderation?
Look here, they can't go against the SC order, because SC order has to be it has to be honored in any case. Now, what I feel is, if they want to go ahead with moderation, they have to do it at a war basis. They have to just alert all their people working in the office and the entire system. They have to come and they have to spend the night over, and they have to work on the results of all these 1.5 crore students. That is the only way. It can be done. You see, it can be done because, since everything is digital, so it can be managed. But the thing is whether the board has the will to go ahead with it or not. Because our board, CBSE board, in spite of the fact that India provides one of the best brands of education, I feel that the board, the CBSE, is a very weak-willed board. They have no desire to make positive changes, and whatever changes they make, they are almost hellish for the poor kids. The thing which we are just seeing now, and the students are all scared. So I believe that
number of suicidal cases can be there.
And yes, she's very right. Dr. Nayyar is
let me bring in a few more voices.
I wish that there is no suicidal case.
Let me bring in a few more voices. Sadashivan is on the phone line from Chennai. Sadashivan, we're now getting some clarity, and this is we're picking it up from the PTI, from the Press Trust of India, that says that the CBSE will follow the moderation policy as well this year and release the results for 12th standard on the 28th of May. There's no clarity again on 10th standard. Sadashivan, go ahead.
How?
Good evening.
Yes.
See, basically, this is the first time in the history of CBSE this kind of mess up is happening. See, what is my strong view is, the people at the helm of the affair, they are not clear about, what they are supposed to do. Then the main important point is what this HRD ministry is doing. Suppose, if a person like Murali Manohar Joshi would have been a HRD minister, I don't think this kind of mess up would have happened. Because, we are putting, Tom and, whoever, they feel like, they have been made as a HRD minister. They don't know what they are supposed to do. This is a state of the affair. Now you see more, so many students, life is at stake. Especially when you look at foreign universities. The deadlines are 30th May for most of the universities. Even today we are not very clear. Hello?
Yes.
Even today we are not very clear when the results are going to come out.
Right.
And how do they apply for those
Absolutely. What is the HRD ministry doing? And I want to point out that while we began this show demanding that we get a clear date and we get clarity on the moderation policy, there's no clear date still for 10 standard students, and that's something that should be looked at. Also, this doesn't absolve the board. The board has really completely mismanaged this entire process, and the HRD ministry and the HRD minister must take some cognizance of what's going on, must look into the matter, must make a couple of phone calls and demand answers from the board, because that is the job of the HRD ministry at this point. This cannot continue. This sort of bad management of process cannot continue, especially when it involves people at such a crucial point of their lives. These are children, 16 and 18 years of age, who have spent the last year or maybe more preparing for these exams. How can you take it so lightly? How can you mess it up so desperately? This is completely unforgivable. And even if these results come out on the 28th, that doesn't make it okay. First of all, these students will have to scramble and struggle to get their admissions done in time. And for those in the government, you must take cognizance. You must fix this problem. We cannot afford to continue this way. Thanks for watching.